Welcome. Hi, my name is Cheryl Berry. I'm a certified teacher of the Sacred Anatomy Academy and a practitioner of Sacred Anatomy Energy Medicine. So, what I want to ask you is, have you ever wondered what your soul is truly made of? Or why some people seem to drain your energy while others uplift you? Or perhaps you felt that there must be more to our human experience than just our physical bodies. Well, what if I told you that holding a subtle boundary with your soul could be possible, health affirming approach to life? What if you could learn a 5-step spiritual practice that would expand your self awareness, increase your peace of mind, and give you a powerful energy boundary at the same time? Well, I'm here to share with you a revolutionary discovery that transformed my life after years of battling depression. I was really surprised to find more vibrant energy and purpose in my life. And this practice, called the edge practice, is a living, breathing way to access and use your subtle body, your soul, your energy structure in everyday life. The edge practice itself was discovered by Des de Zuckerman. Whoop, let me get that slide up. She is an extraordinary clairvoyant who, after a life-altering accident at the age of 14, began to see brilliant streams of energy surrounding all living things. When she flew out of a car and landed on her head, something in her opened up, revealing our full perceptual potential. And for over 50 years since then, Desda has carefully documented, analyzed, and mapped this energy of the soul, what she calls our sacred anatomy, the highly organized and intelligent body of light that surrounds and includes your physical body. It's your personal connection to infinite divine consciousness, and it's waiting for you to call upon it. Now, I will answer questions, you know, about the edge and after our meditation to the edge. So please write your questions down and then enter them into the chat, and I'll address as many of them as I can at the end of our hour together. So, welcome to the Sacred Anatomy Secret, your powerful energy boundary. And I want to thank you so much for joining me today. And what I'm about to share with you might just change your world or even save your life. This hour will be an exploration into one of the most profound yet unknown aspects of our shared human experience, that you and I are far more than what is commonly thought. We are more than flesh and bones, hopes and dreams. You can learn to use a specific part of yourself, hidden until now, that can bring your sacred and subtle anatomy into a conscious relationship and expand your capacity for a fuller, healthier, and happier life. Before I became a certified teacher, I was exactly where many of you might be now. After struggling with depression for over a decade, my sister suggested her homeopath might help me. Tired of how medication side effects affected me, you know, I thought I'd give it a try. This first experience with subtle energy medicine not only balanced my moods, but also cured my long-standing food allergies. This sparked my journey into energy medicine. I explored works by Carolyn Mace, Donna Eden, and Barbara Brennan. Maybe you've done some of that yourself. Their simple pastel outlines of energy fields, I saw them. But when I discovered Des de Zuckerman's encyclopedic book, Your Sacred Anatomy, An Owner's Guide to the Human Energy Structure, this one right here, the detailed, brilliant illustrations were unlike anything I'd ever seen before. And the book contained practices I could actually do myself. I took Desda's introductory class to learn the edge practice, and it gave me more energy than I'd had in years. After removing old emotional debris from my energy structure, my depression lifted. And as I studied the sacred anatomy further, I found profound tools for pain relief, all without drugs. And as a spiritual seeker who understood I was here to evolve my soul, I've known that for years and years and years. That was why I was here. Learning about my sacred anatomy truly became the fast track for both physical wellness and soul based evolution. I've been sharing the spiritual technology for years. I've seen it benefit students and clients from all walks of life. I've witnessed real miracles, toxic patterns ending and chronic burnout transforming into sustained energy. And yes, it takes some effort and it's a daily practice. But today I'm going to introduce you to this incredible secret, a secret that is, in fact, your most competent and awakened self. So, looking around today, you'll see bold new discoveries and innovative research into the mind, body, and spirit in every corner of the world. We're in an era of great opportunity when ancient secrets are now being revealed and our creative dreams are being nurtured. What has long been just the promise of human potential is now becoming usable human talents and skills. But in the same breath, and perhaps because there is so much good in the world, darkness also arises in resistance. If you are awake and aware of what's going on in this world today, you cannot ignore the shadows that are still lingering. And I bet you've already realized you must live with this darkness while persistently keeping your own light shining. And right now, we humans are poised to make a transformational leap, a conscious shift away from the division, intolerance, and violence. This possibility is real and it's powerful. Millions across the earth agree that this is a new day and a new way that is dawning. Change is just a collective shift of consciousness away. Science reminds us that everything is energy. Yes, everything is energy, from the farthest reaches of the cosmos to your immediate surroundings. And as Desda discovered through her unique perceptual abilities, this energy inside of and all around us is not just randomly swirling or amorphous. It's highly organized into what she calls our sacred anatomy. Now, when Desda first began seeing these energies after her accident, it took her 4 years just to see a person's face through all of that swirling light. Now, through decades of observation and study, she realized that this energy was interactive, it had intelligence, and it was organized with specific anatomical parts. And in 1997, she founded a healing modality that's also a philosophy which is based on what she was seeing and documenting. It's now called Sacred Anatomy Energy Medicine, or SAEM. And it's based on this subtle anatomy that surrounds us and, oh, yes, includes our physical body. As more people learn to connect with this larger human field around them, the primordial consciousness of all creation notices, opens its eyes, and lifts its head. You become recognized as a contributing member of collective consciousness, being a real and embodied relationship with the whole of life itself. If you've been working to establish a deeper bond with your expanded self, the secret I'm sharing today will spark a conscious waking state that may have long been sleeping. Simply walking through the mindful 5-step edge practice will awaken that sleeping giant within you. And just like neurotransmitters create pathways in your brain, you can develop pathways of consciousness that provoke increasing sensate awareness. As this spark ignites in you, your larger consciousness comes to life. And as you awaken, the collective field that humans share begins to respond and shift for the better. There's no question we affect each other. We can sense this in our bodies, and we matter to each other and influence the health and well-being of our species when we engage and awaken to our sacred anatomy. After experiencing the edge practice, many people report a deep resonance in their bones as the sacred anatomy concepts land in real time, anchoring into the fabric of their bodies. Once it becomes a bodily felt experience, you can grasp it and understand it more deeply. As you notice how this expanded awareness shifts you, lightens you up, and raises your vibration, you'll begin to develop a sense of your larger selfhood. This is the moment of real transformation, moving closer to connecting with your most awakened self. From here, you can sense into your pure human potential, touch it, and awaken to better and better possibilities for your life and your health. Learning is always a leap, but meeting your sacred anatomy and discovering how vital a part of yourself that it is, this is a plunge into the vast pool of human knowledge that will demystify the realm of spirit and awaken your most authentic self. Yes, demystifying spirit. I think that's so important for us. This is the sacred anatomy secret that has been hidden in the possibility of what might be yours, a more awakened version of you, waking up in that today. And on Friday, September 26th, I'll be teaching a special Edge Express class where you can learn this transformational practice in depth. But first, let me guide you through a taste of what's possible. So first, right now, let's make some space for you to do that. So in your mind, just close your eyes and imagine a golden box. Put inside of it and put that box kind of outside of your body, put it into it, your old ideas, just kind of reach in, pull them out, your old ideas of what's possible, your judgments about what you are and what you can do, any fear of the new, or anything different you might have done, any skepticism you might have, might be holding there in the back of your mind. Put it all inside this box. Make some space for some new ideas and experiences. Now close the lid and pick up that box and set it outside the door of your house, on the lawn, in the street, whatever. This will prepare you to explore the new paradigm of how you see yourself and what you can learn. So now that you've done that, take a deep breath. And let me let you know that, my teaching style is an adventure and a lightening up. If we can't get the cosmic joke, why else are we here, right? This is an exploration into the land of your sometimes elusive, most awakened, and intelligent self. So, feeling your own reactions will help you expand into understanding. And just looking at these pictures or hearing about the sacred anatomy concepts has the potential to change your life. So, what we have here is one of the systems of the sacred anatomy. This is what we call it affectionately the wedge, because it kind of cuts through this big bubble of energy around you. And so you see like a quarter of it out, and it shows you basically the layers system. But you can also see here how small the physical body is inside of it, like the yolk of an egg. And these layers radiate out. You can see the names of them all listed here. I'm going to introduce you to an experience of them. And this goes 15 to 20 feet out in all directions. So it shows you just how big and fabulous you are. This is a taste of where we're going today. So it's very exciting. And let's take a look at this. This is what the expressing subtle anatomy looks like when it's healthy and engaged. This is a different system of the sacred anatomy, but it is big expressing energies. And these ideas that I'm going to present are meant to be lifesavers, to support you to live more effectively, to be happier and healthier, to be safe and effective in the world, no longer hiding your sensitivity, but still interacting with the compassion of your heart in a new and revolutionary way. This is possible because this primary practice of caring for your consciousness, the edge practice 5 steps, it doesn't require anything special of you for it to be real and for it to be helpful. What it does require is a willingness to be lighthearted, remembering your joy, and the tune you hum to yourself while playing as an innocent child, the way it felt to run as fast as you could and never be afraid of falling. And try reaching back into a time when laughter came easily to you and fun was an important part of the day. This human quality to get the joke, to have a sense of humor, is our salvation. And we can rise up out of the morass we find ourselves in now if the Spirit leads, if we let the Spirit lead us. And your spirit, your soul, not anybody else's. It's what these actually are. Energy. Human energy that has wisdom to know what, has purpose to know why, and has functionality to know how. That is written in your spirit. It's all right in your sacred anatomy. What, why, and how. We feel and know this as love and as light. And we are shaped by this. Our own co-creative and spiritual authority is written there, available to us. That's what we're about to discover and explore today and in the class. All right, I want to also explain, how did Desda discover this whole thing about the edge? So let me tell you a little bit about her process in discovering it. Desda was bedridden in 1985 with an unknown illness. The symptoms were liver inflammation, she was aching everywhere, had extreme exhaustion, memory loss, and a scrambled brain. She couldn't hold her daughter. Her little girl, shown here, was 6 years old and was also wanting to touch and hold her mommy, but couldn't because of her mom's inflamed liver. So this little girl is her daughter. And while Desda was lying in bed, she reached out with her energy structure and touched Shira in the next room. Mommy, did you just touch me? Wow. Can you do it if I'm in the backyard? Well, Shira ran into the backyard excitedly. Can you do it here? Desda just continued to move this energy structure out. Yes, yes, Shira said. I can feel you. And then Shira ran back in and hid under her dad's desk. What about in here, Mommy? And sure enough, Desda just kept reaching out with this energy further and further. And sure enough, Shira could feel her there too. So this introduced her to the idea of the subtle self, anatomy, and that it can move and be interactive. I mean, what a discovery! It was so exciting. And she found this can be done consciously when you ask it and engage it politely. That's one of the keys. We get to be polite with our soul, as if that's a strange idea. But more importantly, today, you have this capacity too. This ordinary discovery leads to an extraordinary work, and something Desda has shared with thousands of people, and I can now share with you. So, what I'm going to do is show you how to go to the edge. This is going to be a guided visualization, and we're going to take a little trip through the sacred anatomy. Are you up for that? Hopefully. Okay, here we go. All right, let me show you some pictures and introduce you to parts of your subtle anatomy. So here we have a picture of the basics. Your core, this vertical, downward spiraling, moving energy, source energy coming through that. This is your channel. It crosses the core front to back. And out on the edge, you can see here, this is the edge. Again, it's 15 to 20 or more feet out all around your physical body. So these are some of the important pieces of anatomy for you to understand. Your whole energy structure surrounds you, and your edge is like the shell around an egg. And you are a manifestation of divine source. This is like the frame, your base, and what your subtle structure is built on. And get comfortable, because we're about to navigate from the constraints of your physical body into the sacred anatomy that extends, again, 20 feet all around you. Now, we are going to walk to the edge of your energy structure through the layers. Now, here's a picture of the layers I showed you earlier. And we're going to start, and this is a guided meditation, just to give you a sense and a taste of feeling out into your greater subtle anatomy. So get comfortable. Hope you're warm or cool, depending upon what the weather is in your part of the world. And we're going to just take a deep breath And first, let you tune into your physical body. Hopefully, you're pretty aware of that. And then head to toe, underneath your skin. This is one layer, one strata of your layers system. We're going to move through all of the layers, starting with your bio layer. That's what we call it in sacred anatomy. Your physical body is your bio layer. Now, move your awareness. Just pretend this is, using your imagination, because that's fun. And who said your imagination wasn't real, right? So, and that's intention, and that's what your subtle anatomy responds to. Move about 3 feet out from your physical body into your emotional layer. And that's, again, 3 feet out around your physical body. It holds your foundational emotion and your present emotion. It has that pink rose color to it. Now continue into the primal layer. So from that, it's 3 to 6 feet out, and it's a greenish layer. So just maybe close your eyes if that's easier for you. And know that this greenish primal layer is dedicated to the primal experience of lineage and tribal connection, the strata of instinct, legacy, DNA, and tribe. Take a deep breath and now move out between 6 to 10 feet out. And this yellow layer, yellow colored layer, is your mental layer. And this houses the organizational, acceptance, strata, and chaos. And in the acceptance strata is the seat of the divine feminine. This layer is the seat of pure creative intellect, mental process, clarity of thought, and understanding of concepts. So take another deep breath, and we're going to go out. And now we're looking at 10 to 15 feet away. You're above your ceiling, you're maybe outside in the garden. Yes, we're getting big. 10 to 15 feet out. This is the turquoise colored cognitive layer. Take a deep breath as your imagination or your sensate awareness extends far out, 10 to 15 out. And this has the distinct role in the functioning of a healthy human being, your cognitive layer, with stratas dedicated to organs, your structural integrity, different systems, and the point of transmutation. Now, take a deep breath as you continue out and say hello to your spiritual layer. This is a lavender colored layer, and it is actually the location of your connection to the sacred nature, what could be called divine intuition, where the generation of individual spiritual purpose lies. And there are portals here to interact with guides and guardians, elementals, fairy folk, angels, and deities. That's your spiritual layer. Take a nice, gentle breath and continue out. Now we're 18 to 20 feet off of your physical body into the etheric layer. It has kind of an orangish quality and might feel kind of mountainous and rocky. This is the repository in the body of all of the soul's historical knowledge, agreements, and contracts. It's your personal Akashic records and information about your karmic debts and rewards. It's strata through are through all the stages of life, from inception, before incarnation, moving out through infancy, childhood, maturity, death, and karma, and recent karma. Now we're really out there, 20 to 25 feet. Next is your soul layer, the outermost layer with its red purpose, blue function, and golden yellow wisdom currents swirling to create the rainbow coloring effect and the three strata of this layer, and are responsible for being the most active light movement in the physical and subtle body. The Tibetans call it the rainbow body, and it's your fuel tank for the entire energy structure of your soul. But don't stay too long, that can be a little destabilizing. Push through to the edge, the villi, the outermost layer, and here you are, a co creative partner in this cosmic journey with all creation. Each one different and amazing. Now, step through the edge. Look back at yourself. Your potential is unlimited. And here, you're coming back to the edge. Nestle in. Notice what you're seeing. What are you feeling? What are you knowing from this place? So take a moment and feel what it's like to feel yourself so big, so expanded. And I'd like to give you this opportunity to share what you noticed in that experience. So come off of mute, turn on your video, and raise your hand so I can see you. And I'd love to hear what that was like for you, to experience how big and beautiful you are. Rachel says, I feel lightheaded and a little weak. Maybe because a part of me is elsewhere. Well, when you come back to the edge, you're nowhere else. This is all of you. And it is a little different in your sensate awareness of that. It's literally mind altering because we're not used to feeling so big as we move through the world. Most of the time, we think, oh, I've got my jacket on, I've got my hat on, this is all I have to worry about, here down and here in. So that's bound to feel different. And if you can just breathe and relax and allow, hopefully some of that lightheadedness can subside. And then, Guylaine says it feels so calm and safe. Precisely. This is why this work is so important for sensitives. Because when we know where this outermost boundary is, we do feel safer in the world. That's why Desta brought this to the world, because she was walking through big box stores feeling all Twitter pated. But now that she knows how to contain her energy, which is what the 5 steps teach you to do in my class, oh, yeah, you feel safer, more contained to be able to go and move through the world more calmly and more safely. You said it very precisely, Guylaine. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'd love to hear other people. Let's see. We haven't heard from Jeannie. Can you come off your mute, turn your video on, and share what your experience was?
Do my video. Uh,
Well, I can hear you.
okay. It keeps disappearing, the little tab.
Okay, well, just tell us, Jeannie,
Oh,
what was that like for you?
um, I tend to minimize myself and make myself very small so no one can see me. So I don't know if I feel safe being that big, but it was a different sensation knowing that's possible, that it's out there. So.
Yes,
Yeah, and then I was thinking of animals, how animals have such a wide stance. I mean, they can see something moving like, I don't know how half a mile away, and they're aware because that's part of their field. Whereas, so they do that to protect themselves, while I make myself small, and I feel like I've been using that to protect myself. So that was how I felt.
yes. Well, that's a very natural reaction when we have been um, somehow attacked or traumatized or made afraid. That's what we do. We contract. We see this in muscles, or you just kind of recoil, right, in fear.
Hmm.
Well, this shows how you can undo that and expand so that you don't have to stay small. And that's what the 5 steps teach you to be able to do consistently. So when you feel something makes you want to get small, oh, wait a minute. Okay, I can do these steps and be more relaxed, at ease, calm, and safe, even when I'm willing to have my boundary out here. It's kind of an oxymoron, or it seems like a paradox, and yet it's true that you can feel safer when you know where you end and somebody else begins. And learn how not to merge your energy. This is also part of the 5 step practice. So, again, today we're just giving you a taste of what's possible. And this is the beginning of your sensing journey. Or maybe it's a continuation. Maybe you've been sensing your whole life, but this is a different way to sense when you understand this is what I'm feeling. Oh, this is me. This is mine. I can interact with it. It's a very different way to think about yourself. So thank you for sharing, Jeannie.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Yeah, yeah. Would anybody else like to share? Olivia? Can you?
Sure. Hi.
Yeah.
Um, I felt a bit like dizzy. I still feel kind of dizzy actually. I felt a bit like overwhelmed by how big my field is. Um, and what's coming up for me is I don't know if this makes sense, but I struggle a little bit with like people pleasing and like managing my energy to make others feel okay. And I'm curious about like, so I also tend to kind of contract my energy because I have a very big personality and very a lot of energy. So I'm curious about like being aware that I take up that much space and like how that impacts others and just that pattern kind of comes up for me and I'd be
Yeah.
curious more about that.
Well, and you've just said exactly what the 5-step practice is helpful to address because your personality exists in another part of your sacred anatomy called your human electromagnetic field. You've heard about it as your aura or your chi field.
Okay.
And some people, as they go out to the edge, maybe they might take that electromagnetic energy with them. This is why there's such specificity to the anatomy and why our attention is on this anatomy and not that. This is a sensing skill, and this is what we address in the 5 steps to the edge class. But this is the introduction to say, yeah, it there is something there. I do feel it. And that's what we're about today, to just go, yeah. And it does matter. It does matter. If you stay too long in the soul layer, that will be kind of a little
Yeah.
woozy for you, you know? And depending upon, again, if you're taking your electromagnetic field with you, that's a whole different issue. So there's a lot of specificity and locationality and detail to the anatomy when we're using our intention, using our focus to engage with the anatomy. And that's what we go into in more detail in the class. Again, this is a taste. So
Mm.
thank you for sharing your different experiences, and you're getting to start to learn what your sacred anatomy feels like and how you process that. And
Mm.
this is why, why it matters, because, oh, it can make you feel this way or that. And that's the whole point of the Edge Express class. And, Desda's been teaching this class for years, and she pared it down from 6 weekly meetings to this upcoming class on the 26th. It's only 3 hours on a Friday morning. And it's designed to follow today's introductory experience. And in that class, I'm going to teach you the 5 steps to the edge of your subtle structure and help you to discover how to make these new ideas feel like an old, comfortable sweater. Because the benefits, as we were just talking about, we say we want to be present for others, but how about becoming fully present in your life by becoming more embodied as well as enlivening the cells in your body? That's what the first step does. The second step is about grounding safely into your own energy structure. You know, as someone who's played around in a lot of different energy teaching modalities through the world, how many of you learned to ground into the earth? Yeah, okay. Well, that's not the most healthful thing to do. I'll explain why and how to ground into your sacred anatomy, which also connects to the physical body. And we'll explain and explore why it's not helpful or healthful to ground into the earth. The third step is how you're going to learn to contain your energy. And this is, again, Olivia, how to stop merging or using your energy with patients, clients, family, and friends. If you're too big and get exhausted because you're so big, we've got solutions for that. The fourth step is you get to feel the fullness of compassion that exists and lives at the edge of your energy structure. We just gave you a taste of that today, but all the steps together allow the fullness of that to stick. That's why you need to know more than just what I showed you today. But also, you're going to release your chattering thoughts. That's the fifth step to help you focus in your life and have a better experience of embodying your edge practice. But we're also going to look at new sensing skills to enhance your subtle awareness and engagement. And this 3 hour class will be archived. So your training materials include videos and a PDF to help you master this exciting and esoteric material so you can review it as you need. And this class is especially important for the highly sensitive person and those empaths who find it hard to be in a room with other people in this not so, safe world. And you'll learn how to do it. And there will be tips on how to know you are and are not doing it. So this is subtle awareness, and it takes some practice. And this class on the 26th is all about giving you a way to understand something that can be, challenging to even put into words. I mean, it took Des over 35 years to find the right words to be able to explain it to somebody else. She had to create a new lexicon, a whole new vocabulary using English to speak about it. And she had to rework and redefine terms from the English language. She had to not only discover and map, but she analyzed the anatomy of the human energy structure. Then she had to find out how to actually use the subtle structure. It was quite a task, really. And when learning any new process, there will be a consistent invitation to shift your conscious awareness and expand your idea of who and what you are. This is a new paradigm, truly, a new way of looking at yourself and the world around you, especially to understand just how big you are and that you can interact with it. So either you expand your head and make space in there, or get out of it. But either way, moving from point A to point B will always change how you see yourself and your world. The consciousness you hold right now will expand and morph into a more authentic consciousness that locked in your sacred anatomy. Learning how to use your subtle energy to go to the edge is a homecoming. It will take you back to who you have always been. Before you were shaped by a lifetime of trauma and disappointments. Desda calls them the slings and arrows of life. I think Shakespeare said it first, but it kind of gets to the point, because consciously practicing the edge will synergistically rearrange how you think about connecting with other people. And if other people exhaust you or you're exhausted around them, then the edge practice is the answer to that. And it will shift the fear you have about enmeshing or becoming too close to others. And it'll give you something you can do that will get concrete, everyday results. The edge practice might even shift how you feel about how you feel. It can change how you use your intuition and what your empathic sensibilities are to you. The bottom line is this way of being is expanding your consciousness and awakening a slumbering giant that is the real, authentic, and most amazing you. It might sound a little like magic, I know, but it's not. It's anatomy. It's just anatomy, your sacred anatomy, and it's about at the edge. So, learning the in depth 5 spiritual steps to the edge in the Edge Express class, it opens doors and breaks you out of your old ways. Now, while they may have served you in the past, they are not really moving you forward. I will break the 5-step practice down into easy and fun exercises. These can expand your skills and help you learn something that will change your life for the better. Today, you got a taste and a brief look at the anatomy and an experience of what it means to connect with it. Now, in the Edge Express class, prepare to learn even more of the anatomy and other important skills. This way, you can really use these 5 steps to fully experience the wholeness of who you are and be more balanced in your everyday life. And just doing what we did today won't give you a fully embodied edge practice. It was a start for sure, but each of the 5 steps is its own meditative practice. Learning these 5 steps will fully awaken your sacred anatomy and give you a repeatable, useful life skill that you can work with daily. It's probably time to let go of the old, stale paradigm that has you stuck in a victim mode. Do you need to drop your limited definition of yourself? Or stop being a hyper cautious, guarding yourself sensitive self so you can feel safe all the time? Want to release your need to be aware of your empathic vulnerability? If this sounds like you, this information is for you. If you're ready to claim your birthright and open yourself to your most compassionate nature, then join me for the Edge Express class. It's a waking mindfulness practice you can use all day, every day to bring spirit into your lives and create a relationship with your own soul and sacred anatomy, because you are a light being in a physical body. Drop the mask and begin to live as who you truly are. And why do you need the 5 steps? To become fully present, embodied, and enliven the cells in your body, to ground safely into your own energy structure and learn why it's not helpful to ground into the earth, to learn to contain your energy and stop merging with patients, clients, family, and friends. And you need it to feel the fullness of compassion that exists and lives for you at the edge of your human energy structure. You get to release your chattering thoughts to help you focus in life. You gain new sensing skills to enhance your subtle awareness, and you benefit from the archived training materials, videos, PDFs to help you master this exciting and this powerful esoteric material. Don't miss it. It's Friday, September 26th from 9 to noon Pacific time. It's a simple 3-hour class, just 3 hours, and it's only $99. So you can register now at saedgeclass.com. There's a simple button. You can register. It's easy to do, and it will change your life. And I want to say, if you have ever taken the Edge class before, there is a repeating discount of $59. And this is all available at that same URL, saedgeclass.com. So the edge practice is the cornerstone of the sacred anatomy energy medicine work. And this edge class is a prerequisite for further professional study in the sacred anatomy energy medicine training with Desda Zuckerman, and for the seminal energetic hygiene coming this fall. The sacred anatomy energy medicine professional track begins with the edge practice. So I'd like to just ask any questions about the class or what we did today. You can take yourself off of mute or raise your hand. I'm open to answer any questions. Yes, Elizabeth. Can you take yourself off mute, dear heart?
I am off mute, but I also have a microphone. Thank you. I forgot
Excellent.
to
Now I
turn
can
it.
hear you. Excellent.
Okay. I just want to share my experience when I got out to the edge. I could see 360 all around me. It was just like a different way of being.
Yes, it is. It is. Thank you, Elizabeth, for sharing. Yes, it is. And it's stimulating and is a new way of thinking. Guylaine, do you have any questions?
Hi. Um, I put my question in the chat and it was already answered because I'm not able to come on the 26th of September because my brother turns 50 and has a big party. And I'm in the Netherlands, so
Yes.
your noon is our evening. So I can't come, but it's with Blackwater.
Yes, it will be recorded. And if you
Mm,
register for the class and can't attend, I will send you a video recording of it.
okay, but you do not do exercises together then in this?
In the class, but through the time, if you get the video, you can follow along.
Okay.
And we will also have two follow-up classes, 1 hour check-ins. We'd go through the edge. So after the 3 hour class, there are two other in a month or so. I'll give you those dates to where you get to
That's
come up.
nice because when I have questions, I can ask them. Yeah, that's nice.
Good. All right. Well, your voice is a little muddy, but I think I understood you. Did I answer your question?
Sorry, yeah, my microphone is not so good.
Ah,
Yeah.
there we go. There we go. That's better. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, yes, you would be able to, and as somebody, even if you come to the live class and get the recording, you can follow it and learn it again. That is one of the things I wasn't able to do when I first learned the edge practice. So I think it is super helpful that you would have this recording to be able to go over it again and again and listen, because there's so much information about the
Yeah.
sacred anatomy. It's kind of it wakes you up, and sometimes you just can't take it all in. I understand that. So that's where the recordings are really helpful. Good, good. It's it's really a transformative class, and I'd love to hear from if Jeannie or Olivia have any questions, for example.
Yeah, are there going to be any like tutorials on how to like cleanse our energy? Or I know you mentioned something about working with enmeshment and not enmeshing. I'd be very curious about that, like our energy versus other people's energy.
Yes. Well, those are different classes.
Okay.
This class is a foundational class to understand how to work hygienically if you are a professional, a social worker, a therapist, a doctor, a massage person, a craniosacral, any any person really needs it. But if you're in the healing profession and you're used to using your electromagnetic field to do the work, you definitely need the edge practice to learn how to do your work of acupuncture or massage safely without the merging. When it comes to your question, Olivia, of clearing your field, that is covered in the next level class called Energetic Hygiene. It starts in November. I'll give more information at the Edge class because you need the Edge class. It is a prerequisite to that next level training with DESTA.
Okay. Thank you.
Or you could also, for example, I do sessions myself. So as a sacred anatomy energy medicine practitioner, I could help clearings, alignments, procedures for your sacred anatomy to help you live that happier, healthier life in a deeper and more profound way when you have your energy structure cleared and aligned.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, options for you. Thank you.
Great. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
this is Jeannie. I
yes,
said, do you ever do in person or is it always Zoom?
my training and my professional practice are on Zoom.
Hmm.
I'm in the Sacramento area, so it's
Yeah, I'm in Davis.
ah very good.
Yeah.
Um, there I think about doing that,
Hmm.
but I have not set up a
Okay.
an in-person class. It's easier to reach a larger audience
Hmm.
on
Yeah.
Zoom. That's just how that works. But I'm a fellow Republic of Davis resident myself.
Okay. Just curious.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Well, the nice thing, okay, here's a little extra tidbit of information. Your energy structure exists outside of space and time. And that's why we can work remotely with your energy structure. When we use our edge, we do it hygienically to not merge with you and can establish that connection to work on your soul to support your health and well-being. So that's maybe another mind-blowing concept to take in, but that's the truth of the matter. So it's a fascinating study, and I encourage you to take the class and learn more about how to engage your soul, how to wake up to it. And that's what we do in the 5-step Edge Express class.
Thank you.
My pleasure.